Good morning, good afternoon. Well, good morning if you're on the Pacific coast with me, but good afternoon if you are on the East Coast. We are so excited to have you here today with us on our Tuesday. Um, every single Tuesday, we do this awesome Zoom where I interview an awesome leader in this company. And I'm always super excited when I've got someone from my team on that I'm interviewing. And today, that is the case. I'm bringing on Stephanie Graczyk, who has been with me since like the beginning. Like, I'm pretty like since the right, girl?
Yeah, we all went to
Yeah.
Lake Geneva. You signed. We all had a pattern. All right, Lisa just signed. Let's go.
I know. It was like midnight or something. Everybody was staying up. It was craziness. It was so fun though. Um, and we have been rocking and rolling ever since. And I mean, there's definitely been ups and downs. Definitely some ups and downs. But
It hasn't
man,
been? No way.
right. I cannot wait. So we were actually in another company together, but I didn't know you. Like we weren't on the same team or anything. I didn't meet you until we came over here. But you knew my good friend Heather McCloskey. We'll get into that in a minute, but I kind of want to like start. What were you doing like before you did network marketing, and kind of go from there. And we'll talk about how you found Lavelle and a little bit about your last business too. But let's start with what were you doing before network marketing, and then how did you get into network marketing?
So before what I was doing, I was in the restaurant industry for 17, 18 years. I was always a waitress, bar manager, bartender, you name it. Had therapist written across my forehead, those in the restaurant industry, you know what I mean. Um, So I left the restaurant industry because I thought I found the perfect job. I had a 7 to 4 job, in the corporate world. So I was sitting in cubicles. I thought I was being an adult, and I was making $60,000 a year, which was a lot of freaking money. It was great money, but I also traveled an hour to work and an hour home from work. So there's times I didn't even have time to do dinner with kids and sports, and it's just life just got so hectic. Well, I was there for about 9 months, and then one day there was 72 of us that got called into this big huge room, and they let our whole area, they let us all go. So calling my husband after work that day, crying, like, what the hell are we going to do? Lost all benefits, lost everything, and they're going to put us on unemployment, which is okay, but it doesn't make up for the amount of money that you were making. So it's funny because me and my sister, we were both unemployed at the time, and we were sitting on my couch downstairs when we found network marketing, and we used to call our couch the unemployment couch because we were just these two losers sitting on the couch wondering what the hell we're going to do with our lives, filling out applications online. Went on interview after interview. Even though I had the experience, I didn't have the education. And at 30, there was no way in hell I was going back to college with kids. And yeah, I'm just too old. Wasn't doing it. So I was online one day and I found what my previous company was, and I joined. I was like, well, might as well make money while at it. And I think that is truly the reason what really opened up my eyes is like, Lisa, I knew of you from our previous company. And then watching you, on your Facebook and seeing the things that you were doing. Like I remember seeing Lisa taking her teams on retreats and doing this and buying them stuff and big, huge team dinners. And I was like, dude, I want that one day. So with my previous company, I got pretty successful. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was making about $10,000 a month at that time when I decided to leave, and I wasn't looking to leave. So when Heather told me about Thrive, I was pissed at her, you guys. I didn't talk to her for almost 2 weeks. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Tell me about this other company. I'm trying to build my business over here, and I need to get this back and this back. And she's like, yeah, Steph, how's that working? And I'm just like, damn it. I'm like, all right, I'll take these damn samples just to shut you up. And they worked. I felt it. And so I went with my gut. I just knew that, okay, if I did this over here, what can I do over here? Because I felt these products day one. So my brain was just rocking and a rolling. And what is it? 3.5 years later, Lisa, here we
Three
are.
and a half, 3.5 years later, and you do more retreats and give away more stuff than I do now.
Hey, that was my goal though. I wanted to do that stuff, and now we're able to do it. It's amazing.
And it's so crazy because you get so stuck in a scarcity mindset. Like you were like, okay, I'm at 10 grand a month here. I'm not trying to like lose that. It is scary, but it's also scarier staying stuck, especially when you're like watching yourself not be able to promote, but you're watching people underneath of you not be able to promote. It's like,
Hmm.
I don't think you really appreciate how awesome Lavelle is unless you come from another network marketing company. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so different. People can really succeed over here. It's like a whole different ball game. And it's so crazy because I don't have it. You're so amazing. You were never going to reach your true potential over there. But what sucks is I think about it and I think you'd still be at that rank.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the way things are changed, I know I would have probably lost my business by now. But
Well,
like I said,
now you make what over there, what you made in a month, you make over here in a week.
that's crazy. Who can say that?
It's nuts. We
Yeah.
have so much fun. Like seriously, best team ever. So
Hands down.
let's walk through a little bit about your journey over the last 3.5 years, because it hasn't been just a straight shot of, awesomeness all the time. You've had ups and downs because that is network marketing. I mean, no matter what you do, you're going to have months that are good, times that are good. Sometimes you get bonuses, sometimes you lose them, sometimes you get a rank, sometimes you lose it. Like those things happen. So let's talk a little bit about the journey since you've been over here for 3.5 years. What has that looked like?
It's definitely not all strawberries and cherries, but you know what? Neither is life, honestly. I mean, I was working with dickheads in my other previous companies and 9 to 5 jobs and waitressing jobs that I just had to deal with people and, not making the best money. Here, I'm able to do that kind of stuff on my own time. I'm able to we're all able to, everybody in this kind of business is able to just own your time, make more money. So yeah, I went 200K in 17 months. It was my goal when I first started. I was like, all right, I'm going 200K in 1 year. And then I had it in my mindset, if I don't get 200K, this wasn't for me. Which, why would I think that? So when that year came, I did not hit 200K, but I hit 80K. But I saw the team that I was building, that my team was building. I saw the people coming into my life. I was like, there's no way in H I could ever give this up. There was just way too many incredible people. And you just know in your gut, I just knew in my gut, like I'm meant to be here. So I went 200K in 17 months. And I lost it, had it for a few months, then I lost it for a few months. But when you lose rank, when you have that high of a rank and then you lose it, it just pushes you even more harder to get that back, because it is a great place to be. So I did push back, got it, grabbed bonuses, lost bonuses, missed bonuses, but a bonus is a bonus. I personally am a bonus driven person. I look at it as that's free money that they're giving it to us. So if I see a bonus come out, hell yeah, I'm going to get up earlier. I'm going to stay up later. I'm going to do what I have to do to go grab that bonus, because I've seen checks, you guys, I've seen checks with bonuses on there, and it's been well over $10,000 for 1 week with bonuses. I mean, that's just crazy, insane. You can only dream about getting that kind of money, getting that kind of monthly paychecks or those weekly paychecks. And over here, when you put your mind to it and you just do it, especially with the products that we have, you get shit done. You get it done. You build a strong team. What I like to do with my team, I like to keep them very, very close. We do a lot of Zooms. We do a lot of giveaways. And I'm always there. Like I was telling Lisa the last couple weeks ago, I've honestly only taken 1 day off in 3.5 years, and that was coming back from Paris. That's because I had no Wi-Fi on the plane. Otherwise, I'm there. I show up every day. There's days I don't want to show up. There's days where I want to throw my phone in the pond and be like, F this, I'm going to go back to waitressing. But then I'm like, just kidding. You know, you kind of just take a couple hours to woosah and boom.
You
But
crack me
otherwise,
up. I forgot to tell everybody this might be if there's any kids in the room, take them out. You literally, I don't know if you realize what you did, but you literally said dickhead, and then about 5 minutes later, you abbreviated the word hell and you said H
I don't know.
instead of hell.
I don't pay attention. Things that
I'm
come
dying.
up.
I'm so glad I was
I'm
on mute. I'm like, she did not just abbreviate the hell word and say H, but 3 minutes before that say dick. I can't.
I have no filter.
I can't with you.
My filter.
So, you know what though? You're so real, and I think that's what your team loves about you. You just are who you are. You haven't even changed like 1 second of a millibit since you've, seen the success you have over here. So yeah, I mean, you're right. You lose the stuff, you get it back, all of it. It all happens. It's not like this. And I remember that first year when you didn't go 200K, I remember you saying to me, oh, maybe I made a mistake. Like, I remember you
Yeah.
being freaked out. I mean, we doubt
Yeah.
ourselves so much. And then here you are because you kept pushing and you kept, I mean, I've never had you, like you said, not show up, but I've never seen you ever not be in a good mood in public, a cheerleader for your team, no matter what was going on behind the scenes or the doubt that you were feeling. You never put that out there publicly. And, you just always show up. And now here we are 3.5 years later, and your checks are crazy. Your husband's checks are pretty darn crazy. I mean, you've built a huge business, and people, like, it's so crazy because I was looking through my feed today, and like every other freaking post is somebody from your team promoting. And it's been like that for a hot minute. Like, I mean, you guys are on fire right now. Definitely this is your time. And it's just so crazy because I know that you have to pinch yourself, because I still have to pinch myself when
You
I
have
get
no
checked.
idea. Like, no idea. Like, for those of you guys that don't know, like, we grew up in a trailer park. I mean, I had great mom, great dad, okay? I was also a shit. I became pregnant at 15, had my oldest at 16, who's almost 20. So, you go from that kind of point where you're like, okay, who the hell's going to want me? How am I going to achieve anything in life being a teen mom, to fast forward now, married with 3 little SHITs and making the money that you're making over here. You guys, I'm 36. We just paid off our mortgage on our full-time home, just bought a vacation home down in Florida. Like, this business can change your life in so many different aspects. I know after Lisa interviewed me a couple weeks ago, so many of you guys reached out like, how'd you do it? How'd you do it? And I just said, you guys legit show up. You're frustrated, you do not bring that down to your team, because negativity travels so damn fast. Always stay positive. Even if you're taking a selfie with you wearing that DFT and your mind's thinking, F this, F that, it just still be positive, because, positivity goes a longer way than negativity. But also showing up, anything that your team needs, I don't care if you have time or not, you find time to help your team, because that is the way that you're going to succeed, is by finding time for them.
I want to talk a little bit about how you build your network, because you just in general, like, your team is so good at enrolling people. But I know that you're just so good at enrolling people. Like, you're always out there, not just talking the talk, you walk the walk. Like, you are doing the things that you're telling everyone else to do. And I mean, obviously the way you post on Facebook is crazy. Like, if you just go to Stephanie's page, you just want to be Stephanie. You're like, I want that life. But it's not in a snobby way to where you're braggy. It's so, I can't explain it because it's not at all. There's some people that you're like rolling your eyes as you're passing their Facebook, like, oh my God, here they go again, bragging about something else they bought. Where
Yeah.
with you, it totally is. And I think it's because people that know you just know how down to earth and real you are. But you pull people in like big time with your posts. But how are you like growing your network? Are you in groups and stuff? Are you like, do you just go friend people on Facebook? Like, how are you? What are you doing?
So groups don't work for me. And as you can tell, I have no filters. So I kind of just say what I want in groups. And so I just get kicked out of them, unfortunately. So they don't work for me. But I mean, honestly, I know this might sound crazy to people. And I know a lot of my team still don't believe me that I do this, but I add 200 to 300 people on Facebook a day. Right when I wake up in the morning, that's the very first thing I do. Let's go to Facebook. I type in a random name, Rebecca Johnson, whatever, something like that. And I'm kind of judgmental when I choose people who I want to be friends with on Facebook, because I want someone positive. I don't want nobody flicking off the camera. You see all these pictures of people smoking blunts and talking all political stuff. I want my newsfeed to be positive, and I want to connect with positive people. So when I go on adding these people, I don't do it all boom, 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 because that's how you end up in Facebook jail. But throughout the day, it's about 20 an hour, 20 here, 25 there, kind of deal. And I just quick go through their Facebook and make sure that no Thriver friends or mutual friends, because I don't want to ever take anybody else's potential away from them. But I also make sure that, they seem interested, like there's something that we can connect with. I add them. Not everybody adds me or accepts me, but when I do see that they add me, you get that little messenger notification, says so-and-so is a friend, say hello. So then I go, hey, Rebecca, it was nice to connect with you. Thank you for accepting my friend request. Happy Tuesday. I hope you have a great day. Oh, how do we become friends? Just start the conversations. Then I go to her Facebook, start liking on her stuff, like, oh, you have a beautiful family. Oh my gosh, that background's gorgeous. Like, just be real, complimenting somebody on somebody can show that, hey, I'm a real person, and this isn't about business. This is about making connections. So that
What's
is
so funny is how many
honestly
people
how I do
like
it.
how there's so many different ways to grow your network. The fact that you just go put in a random name and then start looking at that person and then looking at their friends and then like, oh, who can I friend request? Like, it, there's so many different ways, and Facebook has billions of people on it. Like, where some people
Mhm.
are like, I don't know where to go, where to start. Like, there isn't a really right or wrong way. Just go be who you are, and maybe that way will work for you. I just think it's so funny, but because so many people overthink it, they're
Oh,
overthinking it. And
100.
what do I say if this person
You
says,
don't
well, how
see
do you know
nothing.
me?
Well, hey, I had a girl that do that, and I told her, I'm like, oh, because I don't remember adding her. I'm like, oh, you showed up as my mutual friend. She's like, I did, huh? She's like, how about you take a screenshot of these mutual friends? And I go look at her page, and I'm like, shit, we don't have any mutual friends. Like, what do I say? And then I saw that she likes Kim Kardashian. I'm like, oh, you know what it was? You like the Kardashians just like I do. When is their show going to be back on? It completely changed her mindset. She is with the previous company, and I just mailed her out a sample last week. So, I mean, that's just how it
You
goes.
never know. You just keep building the relationship. And
You
and so
have to,
what?
because if you,
What's the worst that can happen? Liar, we don't
they
have any
block
mutual
you,
friends. And they unfriend you. Okay, go to the next person.
bummer. I
I love
mean,
it.
I got people that block me every day. Oh, you just want to talk to me about your business. No. I mean, I do, but no. Tell me about the products that you have. Tell me about where you get your lashes done. I need lashes. Like, simple little things. I never make it about business right away. I always truly believe in connecting with that person, because what if I go sign these random people and then they're just so negative and they just drain the hell out of you? Like, that's why I first want to get to know these people before I be like, okay, hey, have you heard of Thrive?
What do you do? What do you do when you sign somebody new? Because you guys are huge at helping people get their VIP bonuses. I talked about this with
Mm-hmm.
you last week. Like, you guys have a lot of people, like compared to other teams. And don't get me wrong, I mean, we all sign people and they don't do anything. That happens all the time. But
Absolutely.
for looking over my entire team, your team, I would say, has a higher percentage of getting people to grab those VIP bonuses. What are you guys doing with them in their first 14 days?
The second someone joins, it's three-way right away. It's 3 ways. It's 4 ways. It's 5 ways. There was just last week or 2 weeks ago, we had a girl who really wasn't fighting for her VIP, and it was the last day for her to get it. And it was at 6 o'clock at night. And there's 5 of us in this group chat, and so we're like, "Girl, you can do this. You can do this. Like, come on, this is what you got to do. Go message friends and family, you know, talk to people." I offered credits. Hey, anybody that gets 150, I'll send them back $15 in credits that they can use right away. So she's like, okay. 6:12, she hit it at night. She hit VIP 800. And I'm like, oh no, we're not stopping. There's 4 hours left. We're going to get you VIP 1600. I'm like, that's around $1,300 that you're going to be getting paid out on Tuesday. She's like, well, how the hell am I going to do that? I'm like, this is when you start talking to family, you know, really close friends. Hey, you guys, I'm about to grab a bonus. You guys, would you help me? Would you want to try this with me? She did. And she got it at 11:52 p.m. One of the girls, I had to pull over on an interstate to help her because I was losing service. I told my husband, like, I'm not moving. Like, I have service right here. One of the other leaders was camping. She's like, you guys, I'm hiding out in the bathroom because this is the only place I have service. People in their VIPs, I always tell my team, I don't care for the very last minute that their day goes up. You stay awake. No matter what time zone you're in, we are going to help these people because that is what's going to grow your business. And this person could be the next 200K on our team. We show our teams we're here for each other. Like I always tell my people when you come in, hey, we're going to be here for you day and night, like whatever you need. And so I always want to fulfill and keep up to that promise that I tell my team. So tipsy or not tipsy, service, no service, you just be there. You just show up.
You know what? Here's the thing. And I hope that, like, if people are taking note on this Zoom, they are taking note of this. I say this all the time. More than anything else in this business, more than anything else, is creating a family and community with your team, making them feel a part of something. That's why people stick with you. And you do that right immediately. When you said we get them in 3 ways, 4 ways, 5 ways, you're getting in them in a chat with, you know, you sign someone and then like you're getting them in a chat with 4 or 5 other fun people that are cheering them on. All of a sudden, not only do they feel like part of a team, part of the family, they even feel like they know people at that point, and they're encouraged, they're inspired. They're like, okay, if these people believe in me, I can do this. And I think that that is so huge. Like, so many of us are not doing that. I mean, for gosh sake, so many of you are signing people and you're not getting them in a 3-way with even one person. And I know that for a fact because I see people in my top 2-3 levels signing people daily that I've never been put in a 3-way. So I know it's not being done, but it's obviously working because that's what you guys are doing. And I'm telling you guys, more people VIP on our team and stuff's leg than on any of my other teams. Like, you kind of have to follow that example of, if something's working, y'all, if it's working, you listen, you do it. You have to wake up and realize that follow the leader. If it's working for this person and you see it over and over, it's going to work for you too. But it's creating that family and community. And that's the other thing I was going to talk to you about too, is you guys are so tight knit. Like, what are things that you think you do that keep your team so close? People ask me that all the time about your team. What is Stephanie doing?
I mean, I'm not doing anything different. Like, I'm just showing up. I'm in all team chats. I'm checking in. Like, seriously, I check in with every team chat that I possibly can or remember in one day. Hey, what can I do to help? What potentials do we have? But, you know, even with these 3 ways and 5 ways with these VIP people, it's still following up with these people in these chats. Like, hey, VIP 1600, now we go 4K. It's pushing people, but also edifying people. edifying. I tell my team every Thursday, we go shout each other out on Facebook for the simplest little things: thriving for free, signing 5 free customers, ranking, re-ranking. You know, like Lisa, in your page, you have, you know, the 25K, 8K, those kind of badges, shouting them out for those kind of things. So it's always edifying. It's always, hey, what can I do to help? I'm here. There are also people who are like, oh, you know, you're just so busy and I'm just too scared to talk to you. I'm like, dude, tell me you're scared again. I'm going to show up at your door and I'm going to, you know, cut you. Like, I'm not a scary person. Like, anything you need, I'm here. And I always make it about my team. Like, I don't care where you are on my downline. If I'm making money off of you or not, it doesn't matter. On my team, you are on my team. I'm going to treat you as my personally enrolled because I want you to succeed so you can show the world that this business is true and it is real. And like, the place that me and my family are in, I want everybody to experience that freedom, not just financially, but as a family wise, and not have to say no to kids anymore, or no, we can't go afford that. And finally, where you're able to just be like, dude, let's go. Let's go do this. Like, it's such a great feeling. It's a great feeling.
You don't have a lot of conflict on your team, which I'm just going to be honest with you. Sometimes I feel like I'm just like the conflict, like that's my main job in life, is like helping people through conflict. And I know that obviously everybody doesn't get along. I mean, come on. But I
Yeah.
don't know about it. It never comes to me if it happens on your team. And I know it does. It has to. I mean, we're all women. So how do you deal with that? Like, how do you deal with when conflict's brought to you, or just keep it at bay so your team like doesn't deal with that kind of stuff?
Well, I scare them. I'm like, if you go talk to Lisa or Chas about this, like, I will find you. That's why you don't hear about it.
We
I am
appreciate
kidding.
you.
No, I got conflicts like that. I mean, there's people on my team who don't like me. I mean, I'm a fun person. You know, it isn't what it is. Being in an industry like this, especially with a lot of women, with a lot of personalities, you're going to find people that you click with. You're going to find people that you don't click with. And that's okay. That is absolutely okay. I mean, I know some of my own team have me blocked, but they go follow people that inspire them, and that's okay. I still let them know, hey, well, here's my cell, you know, anything that I can do to help. But when, you know, when there's conflicts with women, you just come in there and you be like, okay, what can I do to make both of y'all happy? What do we got to do? You know, you just, again, you have that therapist written across your forehead and you just try to help the best way you can. Sometimes it's not salvageable. Be like, all right, you know what? Let me work with your team. I'll work with your team. And then boom. Okay. And so sometimes just people need to be separated. That's okay. But you know what? I find that give it a couple weeks of, hey, breathing, then they're coming back to you, be like, Steph, okay, I'm feeling really lost. Well, you're feeling lost because you blocked so-and-so and you guys aren't working together as a team. Let's reconnect. Okay, but she blocked me. Okay, oh, okay, can you go and block her? Okay, boom. I mean, that's just what you got to do.
Here, I love how you're just like, but this is why, you guys, I think that your team is so successful, stuff. And like people need to take note is that you don't dwell on this stuff and you also don't focus on it. And I think that you're very, I don't want to say blasé because that's not really the word, but you're very like,
I
you
don't even
know
know what the hell
what?
that means.
Blasé means like whatever. I don't know.
Oh, no. I can't be like,
you're,
deal with
you're,
it.
but you're not, but you are, because you're like, we don't have time for this. Like, while trying to succeed here and like go kick ass. I mean, every day is kind of like that. But you know what? Here's what I really want to get across to people listening today is that success leaves clues. And I cannot even tell you enough how when you have a downline as big as mine, you get to see the different things that leaders do and you get to see what's working and what's not working. And I'm telling you, out of my entire team, Steph absolutely has more people VIP. And I do think it has to do with her getting people in those group messages, making them feel like a part of a team. But she also shouts people out more than any other leader. Like, I'm talking my news feed every month, and I'm looking and I'm seeing there's other teams with as many promotions under me as Stephanie. I'm just not seeing the activity like I do with the people that are promoting it or stuff. And I think it's huge that you pointed out too, on our team, we do call out in between ranks because I just think it's so far in between, like 12K and 40K. That's forever.
That's a
So we
big
call
jump.
out 20, we call out 25K, like, and we made like little banners for 8K, 25K, those in between ranks, which I do think helps so much. It makes people feel like they're progressing, they're getting somewhere. Because it's a long way in between 80K and 100 and 200K. Like, it's
Mhm.
a long way. It doesn't happen overnight. So to be able to recognize people, those in between ranks, I think that's also why I see so many of your banners too. But you're also recognizing people for getting their rank back. How many of you leaders are recognizing people for getting back 4K for the first time in 2 years? How many of you leaders are recognizing people that are getting back 12K for the first time in a year and a half? Like, if you're not paying attention to those things, it's those little things, it's those little details that make up a great team. Like, it is those little things and those little details that make up a great team. And anytime we go to, like, I mean, obviously with COVID, that doesn't count, but anytime we go to lifestyle getaways, anytime we go to conference, Steph's team usually has the most people there from her team. And I've got teams that are way bigger under her, way hugely bigger under her. But she usually has and they're all together always. You'll never see like 5 sitting over here and 4 sitting over here. They are all together all the time. Nobody's left out. It's just really what you've created. I mean, it reminds me so much of my last business when I was with It Works. It really does. But I've come over here and it's like I have this huge team. How do I even do that? But you've managed to do that, and it is what works. And I think that for people trying to take note on here on what am I doing wrong? What can I do better as a leader? These are things that you can be doing better. These are little things that make the biggest difference, that I watch your team continue to grow month after month, even in months through COVID, even in months that people weren't growing, that teams were falling backwards. You guys have managed to continue to move forward. And even if you're not moving forward, it sure looks like you are. Like, I've watched the back office, and there's some months where your team isn't doing that amazing, but publicly, it looks like y'all are on freaking fire because you're calling out all of the re-ranks and you're calling out the in-between ranks. So it's so huge because you're creating that momentum that the outside world sees too. Like in your stories. Let's talk about your stories a little bit. Your stories rock on Facebook. Like, they are awesome. Like, most people, I get to their stories and I'm kind of like, hurry up, and I'm pressing through. But yours, I watch every single one. What Like, I know you can't teach. It's so hard to teach social media. But what tips do you have for somebody that's really trying to get their stories rocking and rolling?
Okay, first, I want to go back to what you said about, because there's people on my team that say, Steph, what can I do to be a better leader? Best tip you can do is go back to your team and you go ask your team. I still ask my team every once in a while when I feel like I'm not on my A game. Hey, you guys, what can I do to help you guys? What can I do to up my game, to step it up? What do you guys need? Be honest with me. And they'll tell you, hey, I need you in more 3-ways. Hey, I need you to help more. Go talk more in my VIPs. All right, boom, I'll do that, but make sure when your team tells you those things, you do it. Just like how we tell our teams, hey, go sign 5 free customer accounts, that we're doing the same. Okay, stories, make them interesting. I think what really gets my stories really good is posting about, the re-ranks, people succeeding in my team. I share what my monthly volume is. I post funny things. I post things with swear words. I post, take a picture of my grandma wanting to set up PayPal and she's 84 and I'm just like, what the hell, grandma? Like, funny stuff like that people can relate to. I also look at, uplines and sidelines that inspire me, go through their stories and see what interesting things that they're doing. And sometimes I'll copy them with just a little Steffi G twist, like, but the thing with stories is to keep those numbers up and to keep them active is you have to stay on them. Just like this business, you have to stay consistent, because Once you're not, then you're going to see your stories go from 1,200 views down to 200-300 views, which is still great, but higher the number the better, because that's your Facebook is interacting right now, and that's what we all want. Doing polls, you holding up the 3 steps. Hey, who has ever tried this? Yes or no? Because people they're too shy to go comment on our Facebook pages. So utilizing the polls in the stories, because people want to be so secretive of it until they try it and it actually works, really gets a lot of interaction. And then you can see, what the hell, you just commented, you just said you want to try a sample. Like, did I read that right? Like, you told me this shit didn't work a year ago. Oh, I want to retry it. I see your success. Well, a lot of people that say no, just wasn't no for them at the time, and they come back around. Staying consistent is huge, because people wait for us to stop working in this business because they want to say, "Ha, told you so." But I'm the type of person where I'm like, "Ha, told you so, biatch. Look what we're doing now." Like, you guys, from a year ago, our volume was at like, I think 287, and now we're about to break 700,000. So it pays off. It's a lot of work, but it definitely pays off. And I mean, you just got to always rethink, why did you guys join this business? What was it for? And always keep that into the back of your mind, and running with it.
So what does like your day look like? Like, as far as income producing activities, like, what do you think, like, if for everyone that's on here, because we have like people that just got started that are joining us, and we have people that have been in Viva. What do you do daily, or do you think everybody on here needs to do every single day if they want their business to grow?
I tell my team this every day: go add 200 to 300 people on Facebook. Like, I'm not joking. Like, there's so many people who are just like, I'm just not growing. Well, yeah, you're not growing because you still have only 417 friends on your Facebook. Like, nobody is seeing your stuff, or the same people are seeing your stuff, and they're probably annoyed and they're unfollowing you. So you got to go find more people to annoy. That's what I like to say. Like, whatever. But I mean, that's how Melissa Toomey, a girl on my team who's about to go 12K, she's 200 away. And that's how I found her. We just connected. I was like, wow, like, your Facebook is popping. Like, you look interesting. Like, I want to meet you one day. Added her, and here she is on my team. She came from a previous company. You have to connect with new people. So right when I wake up, that's the very first thing that I do. Well, I check my numbers, and then I put them actually in my calendar. So I know that that's my starting number. And then I like to compare. I have it for the last 2 years, my starting number and then my ending number. So I know what I did for those days on mine and my husband's account. Because I like to know, hey, where was I this day 2 years ago? I just go back on my calendar and I see it. But then I'm adding about 25, 30 people. You never want to do it right at all 200 people in one spot at one time, because you'll end up in Facebook jail. Then I go check in with my teams. It depends on how early I get up. If I'm up at 2, I'm not asking them. Wait till about 6, 7 o'clock. Hey, what can I do to help you guys today? What potentials? What do we need to seal the deal? When I get that email, hey, go say hi to your 42 people in VIP and 2 people in the VIP 1600. I'm going to my team page right away. All of these people, 42 people in their VIPs, I want to get into 3 ways today, 4 ways today. Let me get in those chats and let me help to see what I can do to seal the deal. Out of all of those people, there's people who are like, yeah, no, I don't want to make a post, or I don't. Okay, then you know what? When you're ready, you let us know. I don't wait on anybody, because there's people on other teams who are wanting this. All right, Steph, we did this. What can I do now? We did this. So it's honestly, income producing is adding those people and checking in with your teams, staying consistent on your stories, Facebook, utilize Snapchat, Instagram. I mean, all of those things. Like I said, it can be work.
Do you spend a lot of time? Okay, so let's say that somebody on here is like, okay, I'm gonna do what Steph does, and you guys don't be overwhelmed to do what Steph does. Like, she's been doing this for a long time. She's got a rhythm down. Start with 25 people. I'm gonna get 25 new people today on Facebook. Doesn't have to be 200, but are you literally waiting for each one of those 200 requests to come through that day and then sending them a message? Or are, like, I guess what I want to know is, are you keeping track of these people you're adding somehow, or do you just start posting to Facebook and those new people are seeing it?
Yep. I don't keep track. I am not a good keeper tracker person. And honestly, I don't keep track and wait for people to accept my friend request, just because what if they don't? You know what I mean? So I focus on the ones that come through my messenger and say, hey, so and so just became friends. That's how I go connect with them right away. But then also at least once a week, and I should be doing this more, I post about my about my personal story. Hey, pregnant at 15, had my oldest at 16. Look what we're able to do, all thanks to this business. Because you're going to find other network marketers watching you. You know, we like to compare. You know, we just do. I compare, or I shouldn't, but I do. I compare myself to, you know, some other, you know, other peeps and what they're doing, and I'll be like, okay, I want to do that. So, you know, I just buckle down, buckle ass, and, you know, do the best that you can. You know, like I said, there's days where you get very frustrated in this business, and it's okay to shut your phone off for a little while and woosah and put a straw in a bottle of wine and take some time for you.
What do you think is the worst thing that's ever happened to you since you've been in network marketing? Like, as far as the worst thing that's ever happened business wise that you had to like kind of recover from?
The mayor of my town 2 years ago went onto Facebook and said the stuff that Stephanie Graczyk is selling kills people. So to have the mayor of my town do that to me during my mom's wedding, it was a lot. For a split second, I'm like, is this a fucking end? Like, how am I going to show myself out in public when people actually, and the comments that were coming onto his page, I was just like, oh my God, look what my friend just said. Look what she just said. So that was probably the worst thing that has ever happened to me in this business, where I honestly thought that, okay, I've got to stop. I've got to quit, because small town, like, these people are
I
going to run me
remember
out of
this.
my town. Mm-hmm.
I remember you
I even
freaking
told you,
out.
I'm like, Lisa, I need a fucking lawyer. I need a lawyer. I'm going to go sue this bastard. But you know what? What I did, kill them with kindness, okay? Because that very next week we came back, it was our town get together. I marched my ass right into the city, and I gave them a $2,000 check, and I handed it to the mayor. I'm like, here, I want you to use this for the city of Howard Lake to help with whatever you need to do to help with these town get-togethers, to get more things in here. And I walked right out, and I was damn proud of that. And that's when I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let somebody stop me, because this is changing my lives and my family's life and the lives of others around me. I'm not going to go back to that 9 to 5 just because you're a hater. Take this money and stick it, you know, like, and make sure you let people know that this came from Thrive, you know, this donation to help the city. I don't know, I kind of just shut them up that way.
You know what, though? It's stuff like that that other people that would have killed their business. And here you are, your volume now after that was like 200,000. Now it's what, 700
Almost
and some
700.
thousand? You didn't go,
Mm-hmm.
oh my gosh, this ruined me in my town. I'm ruined forever. I've literally had people quit over these kind of things. Like, literally,
It's,
I've had them quit over way less. Way
mm-hmm.
less. You know, one friend saying something bad on their timeline and they're like, well, it's over for me. You know, and we do have those moments. I think people that need to know that. It's not like you didn't freak out. It's behind the
Oh,
scenes. It's not like
I
you weren't
totally freaked out.
thinking, oh my
I
God, it's
cried. I was,
over.
yep. Oh, it was awful. It was 2 weeks of legit crying. 2 weeks. I'm like, Macy, you need to go get milk. I'm not going to the store. Like, the cashier, she commented on his post. Like, I know what she said. So now you just walk in there proud. And now she's like, hey, congratulations on your Florida house. I'm like, hey, thank you for your support. I appreciate you. And I'm thinking, you know, you're thinking something different in your head, but kill them with kindness.
It's so crazy because some people just don't know a lot of this stuff goes on behind the scenes. And some of the stuff that's happened to, I mean, obviously, the stuff that's happening to whoever you are watching this Zoom right now, whatever is happening to you, I promise you, it's probably happened to us too. We just didn't like publicize it, or we didn't quit over it. We got past it, and I think that's the difference between somebody that is gonna go 200K and make $1 million at this business. Or, and by the way, you guys, I just want to say that Stephanie's hit $1 million in income with her and her husband's account. You know, that's pretty cool. I they don't count spouses accounts together here, but
I'm on track to
yeah,
get that millionaire award at the end of the year, and damn it, I'm gonna do it. And I check my numbers. I sent it to you last week. I check my numbers weekly. All right, how close? What do I need next month? What do I need next month? All right, that's one of my goals. I know it kind of sounds like that's so far-fetched, but I always thought that when I joined, I'm like, dude, how long is it gonna take me to get $1 million in network marketing? Dude, to do it in 3.5 years, yeah. So when I see those numbers come through, that's when I'm like, all right, you guys, promoters, and let's keep our business rolling. Like, what do we got to do? So staying
what?
close with your team,
No, go ahead.
staying close with your team and plugging into your top leaders is what's going to get you there. You're not going to grow if you're not showing up for your team.
What's like your, you know, I was gonna ask you about this too. You're growing like crazy. I mean, how do you do this all? Like, because if you're friending all these people every day and you're trying to plug into your team, and you're like, I mean, there's so many people that complain about time management. Like, how are you doing all of it?
Well, vodka helps. Vodka really helps. I don't know. I don't know. I've got my kids too, and we got this new house that we're getting ready to close on, and you just do it. You just do it. I mean, there's times where if someone's about to rank, especially like today's the last day of the month. I've cleared my schedule. I'm like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying at my computer because I've about to pop a 200K, got 12Ks coming and about to pop an 80K. So I just pick a day like today, last day of the month. We're not doing nothing. We're not doing nothing. I'm staying at my computer. Kids go to the beach, whatever. Just I've got to do this. But that there's times where if I'm in the middle of something and someone calls me like, Steph, like this isn't going through, it's your last day of going VIP. Sometimes you just got to drop what you're doing to go help, because somebody missing a VIP or something like that and you not showing up, they're going to think, first off, great, I just missed out on $400. Second of all, people talk so great about you and then you didn't even show up for me. So like I said, when I tell my team, my people, like, hey, I promise we're here for you day and night, like you got to keep that promise. As stressful as it can be, you got to show up for them. And there's also times where, hey, can I get you on a Zoom tonight? Hey, you know what, I'm gonna spend tonight with my family. How about a different night? You know, and it's okay to say no also, but also just making sure that, you know, if they need something for you, you do what they need help with.
Somebody put this in the comments about cost. What do you say if somebody tells you Thrive's too expensive? Like, I know you get this as much as I do. "Oh, it's so expensive," or all the people I keep connecting with tell me it's too expensive. How do you
Or
like?
I tried that one time and it didn't work, or blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Honestly, when people are like, oh dude, that's way too expensive, like it's $5 a day. $5 a day. They're like, oh, that's $150 a month. I can't afford that. Okay, what is your budget right now? What can you afford? Let me help you pick out some products to get some products into your hand. So we can get you started. And then next month you refer 2 people, you're gonna get your products for free. And then, you know, when you point out free, some people are like, dude, I want my stuff for free. But then there's some people who are like, yeah, I don't know 2 people. And when they give me that kind of BS, I'm just like, all right, you know what? If you decide that this is for you, let me know. I don't sit back and I don't wait for them, because like I said, there's other people that do want this, and other people that be like, oh my gosh, I spend more than $5 a day on energy drinks and cigarettes. Like, let me try this. I need to get healthy, you know? So put in the perspective that it's only $5 a day. And if they say, oh, $150, I can't afford that. Okay, what can you afford? What is your budget?
What do you think is the best thing that's ever happened to you since you've been doing network marketing? You told us your worst. What do you think's the best thing that's ever happened?
I mean, I do dream boards with my family, with my kids and my husband, and I can honestly say the best thing family wise for me wise is being able to cross those things off our board. Our second dream was to go buy a vacation home somewhere, and we did it. Business wise, seeing my team grow, seeing on all different levels, no matter where they're at, reaching out to your staff. I just signed 3 accounts. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Like, I never thought I could even get one customer. Like, dude, way to go. Like, let's get you 5 accounts. Um, just seeing them grow and seeing my team, being able to cross off things off their dream boards, like quit their full-time jobs. I have a girl who, when she joined me 2 years ago, she's like, yeah, Steph, this is just going to be a side gig. I love my job. I'm not quitting my job. Well, now she's making 2 times more the money she is at her full-time job. And on Friday, she's like, Steph, I just put in my 6-month notice at work. So, I mean, seeing them win, it's the best feeling ever as a leader and as a friend.
Yeah, I think once your team starts to see the success that you're seeing, it's a completely different thing. And I like think all the time about when you and I were with our last company, like I never saw anybody get to the top rank with me. It was so frustrating I've always felt guilty. Like I was telling people, you can do this, you can do it. And it's so
Yep.
crazy. It's just so crazy over here. Like you have people at the top rank with you. I have people at the top rank with me. Like there's nothing like that. It's one thing when you do it yourself, but when you help someone else do it, that's when you know you've made it. Like when someone else is doing it with you, you're like, okay, this is like so much more fun than anything else in life could ever be. Like, even if you were like the CEO of some grand company, yeah, you'd be making all the money, but the employees wouldn't. Like,
Yeah.
what other business do we get to do what we do where we get to help as many people as want to, as long as they have the drive and the determination and they're going to stick around because it takes time. I mean, it took you a while to get to the top of a comp plan. If you count your years in network marketing, it didn't happen overnight. And even when you finally
Mm-mm.
got to 200K, you fell out for a little while. The success you're seeing now is, I always say, you're looking at the highlight reel. Like you're seeing, your middle. They didn't see all of the work. They didn't see the tears, the frustration, the days where you wanted to give up. They didn't see the time where your mayor did that to you. I mean, and that's just one example. I know there's more. I mean, we've been through life together. I know there's more things that have happened, but it's just so insane to think about what if you would have given up?
Hmm. If I would have, I mean, I'd probably be back at the restaurants. Not now. Probably won't even have a job right now because of all this COVID shit. Who knows? Like, I honestly truly think that me losing rank, and I don't know if this is about you guys either, but when I lost ranks, I think that just made me grow more, work harder, step up my game, and honestly to appreciate my business more. So losing rank isn't always a negative thing. It can actually be a very, very positive thing because it makes you grow.
Yeah, I think it's definitely an eye opener. And, I just want to say, like, the biggest thing for me today, like, I love getting on these every week because I just have my own aha moments. And you and I talk all the time. But the biggest thing that I'm taking away today is that I really want to start making sure I'm getting all my people in 3 ways, 4 ways, and 5 ways. Like I've heard you say this before, but for some reason today it's like I'm doing this. Like I don't do that myself. I might introduce them to someone else, but I don't get that. And you know what? It's so funny because just recently one of my promoters signed a girl who was with another company, and she was like, I just don't she goes, I don't feel like I know anyone yet. And I'm thinking, God, how would we make her feel like she knows people just besides throwing her in a team page? That is so perfect. And I mean, you guys, success leaves clues. I can't say it enough. if you want a close-knit team, if you want people to succeed, if you want them to get their VIPs, hopefully you'll take what Stephanie said and you'll start implementing it on your team, because I'm telling you, I watch it, it works. And it's so crazy to just see the growth on your team. It's insane. Like, it's just crazy. And so many, I tell you all the time, Stephanie, people always come to me asking me what's Stephanie doing. And I always say, you can't teach it. You can't teach being a good person, because that's truly what you are. You're just somebody that you care about your people. They know it. You're always, what are you doing? What do you need? Like, and yeah, you're right. Does everybody like you? I'm sure there's somebody out there that's a Steph G hater, but you know what?
There's many. There's many. They
But
tell
you,
me.
and our, there's people under me that just do not plain like me. And it doesn't matter what I do. They just don't like me. And you're like, why doesn't this person like me? But I learned a long time ago not to focus on those people. But what I can tell you is that I tell you this all the time. There's a lot of leaders under me, and I would say that you are one of the very few that I've never had a complaint on. I've never had anybody come to me and bitch about. Like, and your team is just, it's just so cool to watch how you, and again, I do want to reiterate, when you're a $2-3 million team, which you are on your way there, it's going to get harder and harder to keep everybody sitting in the same place at conference. But let me tell you what, you've done such a good job doing that up until now. And I think that that is exactly why your team is seeing the success it's seeing. It's because it starts at the top. It's what you do as a leader, and it feeds down to everyone else. And that's what everybody on here really needs to hear, is what you do with your people, they're going to do with their people. And Stephanie's done an amazing job at making sure that she's leading by an amazing example, and her leaders are following suit. I mean, there's so many people on your team, stuff, that are doing it just like you are. And it's because that's the way you did it with them. And that's how it works, guys. That's how it works. And it's never too late to like try something new. Like, don't think, well, I've been in this 3 years, I've never done this whole putting people in 4 messages. You just start. And then the new people coming in, that's all they know. They don't know the old way. They only know the new way. So any last minute words, because we're about to get paid in 1 minute, any last minute words for every single person on today that's just like, man, I want to be a 200K.
Do it. Do it. Don't let nothing stop you. If you're feeling like you're stuck, you need to up your game. If you're feeling like you don't have a team, you go get a team. If you're feeling like you're not the best leader right now, you ask your team, what can I do to help you guys? How can I be the best leader to help you guys? Tell your team, I want to step it up. And what if they start telling you what they need, and you just do it, you show up.
I love it. Steph, you're awesome. You guys, make sure that you get off of this and you get on the training Zooms that we have this week. I believe it's Susan's day today. I could be wrong, but I think it is. Get off of here, get on there, because it's going to be a half-hour training you guys won't want to miss. Steph, you're awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you. You guys will see you. You're the best. You guys will see you next week. Same time. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place, same link, new leader. Love you guys. See you next week.
Bye, guys.